3, 2, 1. Welcome to Young and the Restless. I'm Andrew.
I'm Brian.
You go.
I'm Nick.
And today we have a very special guest, somebody we've been working with for a long time, somebody we're super stoked for, Mr. Keystone Retro himself, Steve.
I'm Steve.
Yeah.
Or Steve.
Yeah.
That also works.
Yeah.
That is my God-given name.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing us gifts.
Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah.
We get the...
We got gifts.
The newest AEW.
We're giving gifts.
Are these very rare Andrade figures? No? Oh, okay.
I had to bring gifts from my wife, too, for your respective
Oh, dog toys.
Oh my gosh.
because she needs to. She liked this one because it looks like the Hulk Hogan.
I have a
Oh
funny
my
story that I'm
God.
going to bring
Yeah.
up that I
Thank
think
you.
you'll
And
enjoy.
she also had to get for the cat.
Oh, there we go.
Some meowie-wana there.
What the
Oh,
fuck
man.
is that?
Yeah, I'm going to try and smoke this later.
This is awesome.
I don't
Is
think
that
you should do
catnip?
that.
Yeah.
My dog is going to love this.
Yeah. Fuck.
Nice.
F yeah, dude. Thank you so much,
Are you
man.
going to try out that catnip?
Not yet because she
No, I
sounds
meant
like
you.
she's going
No,
to
you.
Oh, yeah. No. Fun fact: I knew about this. I knew about the
Oh,
gifts. I just
I
didn't
was
tell
gonna
you guys.
say.
Yeah. Because he asked if you had a pet, and I was like,
no.
no. You
Soon,
want
dude.
to try? You want to try Meowiana? A
Yeah.
cat jazz cigarette?
I thought the cat was coming over.
She probably
She
is. But anyways,
Don't smoke that.
yeah.
Just a heads up, I wouldn't.
I mean, you could, but I would not.
So
Especially the felt wrapped around there. That's probably going to be really good.
God. So my girlfriend goes to a lot of like yard sales and flea markets and
Sure.
stuff like that. And she went to a church flea market. They had a bunch of tapes. She knows I like tapes. And she got for 50 cents the Hulk Hogan workout tape. And she was like, "You can give this away if you want." I was like, "Nope, that's mine.
No,
That's mine.
yeah.
Nope." I was like, "That is 100% mine." And then I was looking up the whole kit. They go for like $600.
Yeah, they're not.
like in the box on
Jesus.
eBay. And I didn't realize those are 30-pound
I think
weights.
she can smell it.
Oh yeah, she can. So
Oh.
let's just drop it on the floor. Here, we'll just distract her.
Throw her a joint.
Here.
It's like cocaine and anybody in Fells Point.
Some. Oh no! It fell into it fell on the
Oh
shelf.
my God.
This is going great, guys.
This is... Dude,
Over there.
As someone who was in Fells Point last night.
where are you? Where'd you go to?
We're at Max's for
the
a
tap
bit. Riptide. We got
Riptide's
food-
pretty cool.
Yeah, we got food.
We're just gonna get the cat meow in a whole bunch now. But anyways,
Get her a mic.
yeah, yeah. Let's
Mic
see
her
what
up.
she's. Oh, she's loving it. Bit my finger. Okay, there you go. Bite it. Take it with
I
you.
don't know where else we went.
Okay, but anyways, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's how Fells
I was
Point
in
goes.
the. Oh my God, the Jack from All Time Low, whatever.
Oh,
bar he
Rockwell?
owns. I walk in that bathroom like this is the bathroom you do coke in.
Yep.
Like, it's
Yep,
just-
that's where
Yeah.
I used to do a bunch.
Yeah, that's
That's where
That's
the
the
drugs
one.
get done. Yep. You can see who's on it. You can see who's selling it.
Yep.
It's a
yep.
great place.
Yeah. Rockwell.
Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never doing a show there.
Yeah, fuck
But anyways, yeah. So let's.
Anyways, toys.
yeah, toys.
How did you get into wrestling? And how long have you been a fan?
So my like probably earliest memory is the screw job.
Okay.
I think that's like
That's like
when I first started. Like, what is this? What's going on? Why is this important? Why are people talking about it? So I was like 10, I guess,
Holy
at that
shit.
point. So yeah, like my brother isn't really a fan. My dad isn't, or anything like that. So like growing up, I just never was exposed to it until I was like probably 10. And then from there, it's just I kind of watched forever since.
Yeah.
I guess. You know?
Did you take a break at any point?
I probably took I don't even want to say it was a break, but like that like 03, 04.
I mean, I feel like that's when everyone kind of
ruthless
stopped.
aggression era. Yeah, like that's where I was just like, I'm checking out.
They were doing pay-per-views that you could order it online. Even far back as then, it was only like $15, like on just WWE.com.
Yeah, but it was like this big.
Yeah,
yeah. It
but
was
I would
like,
like get them like once in a while, and like outside of that,
that was like
probably wasn't watching.
What didn't they have the internet show Velocity? That was on.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was aired like on their website, and then
Yeah.
and then
What was the fucking computer pay-per-view? Cyber Sunday?
yeah
Taboo Tuesday.
Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what it
Cyber
was.
Sunday.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then what else was there? There was another thing I was gonna mention about internet and wrestling, and then I totally just forgot.
That's all good.
Professional as hell, guys.
Catnip.
Yeah, the catnip got me.
Got you.
Do you have like a memorable moment for wrestling that kind of like sticks out more to you than like the screw job? Because
Because that's a negative one.
it's a negative one.
like just that entire spring then
Yeah.
of watching up until Austin winning at Mania, like that is probably like my most memorable period, that like initial piece, which it is for a lot of people. So it's not even,
Yeah, for
you know.
sure.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay. I feel like I got into wrestling late, or like my days were just started with WCW and I missed all the good shit. Because I keep, like, I don't remember, like, Austin's run up to WrestleMania or anything like that. I had to watch it, like, over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I went back at the beginning of COVID and I started watching 1997 because I never like watched that year. So I just started watching every Raw, every pay-per-view just in succession, and I'm now just said screw it, I'm going to continue into 98, and now I'm like right after when Austin won. So like
that's awesome.
it is just
That's-
great television. There's some
Fuck
shit
yeah.
on there too, but like
Oh yeah,
there was always garbage. Like
But it was hot garbage.
but it was hot
good.
garbage. It was Springer garbage.
Every
Yeah.
now and then, like when there's like nothing good on Shudder, I don't have the attention span for like a movie or anything like that, or
Yeah,
like
I want to scroll my phone,
I'm sick.
but I
I'm sick
need
of
to watch something.
I'm sick of watching Law and Order. Like this is like my 32nd time going through it. Like I'll always like before when we had the network, RIP. I would go back to like Raw, like the first episode of Raw, and like watch them, and like didn't realize like how short they were. They were only like an
hour long.
and then it was like the big match happened in the beginning, and then that I think that's why like when I was a kid I remember like Brooklyn Brawler, Ken Shamrock, like all those like kind of like mid-card guys, because that's like what most of the show was, and then you just had like Shawn Michaels fighting Diesel in the beginning.
You get your big number at the beginning.
Yeah, 'cause
and
all the kids are going
hope
to-
that
going to
everyone
bed.
holds on.
Yeah.
And also that too.
Yeah, so
I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because most of what I remember is the mid card, like Val Venus, D'Lo Brown, like all of that.
I mean, they
world.
transitioned into getting rid of that after a while, and they started doing the late night being like the main event. But for a while, it was like you would have your big segment up front, and then
Yeah. You're setting up the entire night, seg one, just to push through.
and
Like,
then the rest of it was nothing.
yeah.
yeah.
I guess that's kind of like what it is now. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Now it's
I mean,
now
they
it's
have-
pretty much unwatchable, but
It is.
yeah.
Like,
I just rewatched finally got to watch Dynamite from Friday and was like, how in the world do you I even watch Impact now. It's like, how in the world do you see this stuff as anybody in WWE and be like, how come this stuff is a little bit better for somebody like me, and because I'm burnt out, and they're just like, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have Humberto fight Cedric Alexander again. But guess
for
what?
the fifth
but
week
guess
in a
what?
row.
Hold on. Cedric's gonna win this week. It's like, dude, like, get this main event shit off of here.
Yeah.
And like, but then again, I don't know. I'm just armchair
I mean,
booking.
it's,
But
I mean,
also-
no, I mean that's 50-50 booking, and it's fucking annoying.
yeah,
those guys they're good.
yeah. Like that's the thing is like,
I enjoyed those
I would
matches.
be
specifically.
really excited if either of them were in Impact
yeah.
or
I
AEW
think-
or Ring of Honor or wherever, you know?
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing with WWE is that
My
Nine-
neck beard's a little itchy.
nine
No, it's
times
fine.
nine times out of 10, they knock it out of the park on their pay-per-views.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes to actually getting to the pay-per-view, they don't know what the fuck to do until they get about like 2 days out, and they're like, then they finish the storyline. They figure it out. They have no idea what the storyline is going up into the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they don't build up like for more than a few days.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Where like when you watch like Impact's like build up, what was their last? Was it Bound for Glory? Was the last one?
There's
The one that
something.
the one that
was it
Kenny
last
Omega
night?
was on. Not last night. It was like the big. I think it was last weekend or something like
Yeah,
that. But
whatever.
like even watching
Yeah.
Impact like up to that, you're like, oh, like this all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching Ring of Honor. You're like up to like the tag team thing that just happened, which I did not like, but the build up to it made sense.
Made
and
sense,
then
yeah.
like you're like building up to Hell in a Cell, and and I'm like, who is even on the card? Like,
Well, I know there's going to be Hell in a Cell, so I can bank on that.
my favorite wrestler, Hell in a Cell. Second, his tag team partner, Pyro. Love him.
Yes, very good. Maybe red paint. Maybe we'll see some red paint. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that red cell.
I also feel like having it be weekly is tough anymore because, I mean, back especially like in the early days in the '90s, and even in like the Attitude Era, they only ever focused on one or two storylines, and that was the majority of the show. Was like 30 minutes of talking and promos. And they don't do much promos like that anymore.
I remember that, like, now that you mentioned that, I remember, like,
So now
there
they're-
were whole episodes of Raw where there was no matches.
So now they're trying to push
Yeah.
a bunch of storylines, and they don't know what to do with them because they used to just have one main storyline that people cared about, and then every other match was like, whatever match.
Yeah.
It was
On
to
the-
sell your local show.
Yeah.
So the money is a family of 5 coming out on Sunday to where, downtown Baltimore in this small little venue.
It's Balmer. It's not
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Down in Baltimore. In this small little arena, and they can sell that out because it's 10, 12,000.
Yeah.
There's no overhead, there's no production costs, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
And sell their T-shirts for $30, and now that's dead with like the internet and everything. Like, you have so many other options of things to do
Yeah.
and ways to get shirts, and like it's expensive, like
Yeah.
to take 4 or 5 kids to that.
Oh, yeah. We, whenever we would go, we would just buy, like, the cheapest seats. And then, like, about halfway through, you'd see a lot of kids leave, and then we would just, like, mosey over there.
You know what is
They've
interesting,
been gone
though?
for 20 minutes. And they're not coming back. I did that at the Hall of Fame. So we went to
Oh shit! You went to the Hall of Fame.
yeah, me and my buddy Mike. He's like my wrestling wife. For like we've known each other since we were like 3. That's kind of what keeps us together as like friends and stuff. But a few years ago, we went down to Dallas for WrestleMania 32 and like just did the whole
Shit.
weekend. Did Evolve, like went and saw Evolve. Went to the Hall of Fame, which I would never go to another one. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But we had
Until, like, somebody tries to kill Bret Hart.
or that, yeah. But we were in like the nosebleeds, and we were just eyeing up these 2 seats, like right almost on the floor. I'm like, just walk, like we're just gonna walk down. We're 4 hours in the show at this point. PSAs is going off about whatever, It's like no one cares. Like,
Did you get down there?
yeah, we walked right down and just sat there the rest of the time.
Yeah. They don't give a shit.
You know what's
most of
pretty
the time.
crazy though? Was talking about the T-shirts and everything. 2020 was WWE's most profitable year ever.
Yeah,
For
Ever.
the entire company, not just
Period.
for merch.
Period.
That's
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
Because you have to think they're not spending money on trucks, they're not spending money on the crews. Like, they just literally had to have a crew set up, like the Thunderdome, or even before that at the Performance Center. And then you have people bored at home, getting like my brother.
you're not paying crew. You're not
Yeah.
paying truckers to
Yeah.
do stuff. You don't
Yep.
need a bus driver, like any of that stuff.
And then when we would watch pay-per-views, it's a standard trope now. It's like almost like every infomercial. It's like, buy one shirt, get one for $1.
Yeah.
Like that thing. It's just like
It's like every day. I don't know.
my brother was out of wrestling for years, and then during the pandemic, like him and his daughter started watching it because she's weird. She's into like Friday the 13th and stuff. And
adorable.
then
that's
I said to he saw the Hot Pocket meme that I made,
Yeah.
and then was like, "Who is that?" And I was and then he bought a bunch of shirts for him and his daughter.
But exactly. Like it's kind of like annoying and like redundant that we see it every time, but like some people are gonna buy the fuck out of them.
works, yeah.
Yeah.
I want
It
to know
works.
their numbers. Like, I want to know how many shirts like an average wrestler
was
will
gonna say,
sell. in
You're a
month.
shareholder, aren't you?
Yeah, I have the.
I've been on and off a shareholder, just like playing around on Robinhood. Like I get the vote for who you want on the
Yeah.
board, like stuff, and it's
Oh,
like
Can you
yeah.
vote Vince McMahon out? Like,
technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
It was everyone on the board. It was vote of confidence, yes or no.
Yo, go!
I did. I voted no for
go
Vince.
to Wall Street Bets and fucking
Let's
to the
get-
moon, that dude. I'm like, that is like a troll thing they would like,
That
and then
actually-
they always bring up WWE and how cheap it is.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah. I have no money, so I bought $20 worth of cryptocurrency 5 years ago. It got up to 600, and now it's back down to 300. That's a good return on my investment.
Yeah, I mean, they sent me a year-end packet, and it was way too long to read through. It was like 150 pages, but it broke down how they made their money.
Okay. Yeah, like I got one of those like 2 years. Like it was like a PDF. Like it's just this.
It's a huge PDF file.
600-page PDF of like here is every piece of financial breakdown. So that's out there.
Yeah, I gotta look that up. I want to know. I want to know like specifically like if I was Liv Morgan. I want to know. Like if I was Liv Morgan, how many shirts, physical shirts, do I sell in a month? You know, like that number has to be crazy for them to make like enough in the company.
Okay, so let's have Russell votes on the next show, and then we'll get all of his connections, because apparently like that dude is like spot on a lot. But like Nick said, I'm not sure if it was on camera or off camera. You were like, because I love the dirt sheets, he hates them, and he's like, you know that shit's made of a lot, like.
There is that thrill of like you're almost like I don't watch Raw, but I get excited reading the bullshit that's going on behind stage on Raw, like people bitching and moaning about whatever the Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss doll, like some weird segment they did at the end of Raw. And
Shayna Baszler made fun of
Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah,
Alexa.
Yeah, I forgot to. There's also one in the kitchen.
We do it every time.
Yeah, but anyway, so A-Word Bliss has the doll Lizzie or whatever.
Yeah. Alexa, knock it off.
But she like punched the doll or like did something with the doll, and then and then she was like, "You're gonna regret it," just like the kid in American Horror Story. And then boom, now we're here. And so has Alexa Bliss officially, like not officially, but like kind of taken the place of the Fiend?
That's how
as
I
being like the scary
it.
spoopy guy.
I don't know. I guess so, because he's not on TV right now for some dumb
I bet you she
reason.
sells more merchandise than he does. That's probably why she's on camera
a bold
more.
move. Probably.
Possible. I mean, I know dudes that
She's
don't even
always-
watch wrestling but
she's-
follow her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are into.
They're into
Alexa
it.
Bliss.
It's a
Bone
cool.
for Soup wrote a song about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
it's
ridiculous.
a cool gimmick, and there's a bunch of people that are really into like that weird gothy spooky shit, and she's a very attractive young lady. So yeah,
I could see somebody with like the old school like Nightmare Before Christmas like skull beanie.
Yeah, exactly.
A-Word Bliss shirt, and
Hot
then
Topic.
like trip bondage pants
Exactly.
from like Hot Topic with like some boots.
yeah, I'm sure she kills
That's like
it
my Tuesday
in
outfit.
merchandise.
She probably sells more than Ryan Cabrera, right?
Oh, he has a residency at Disney.
What, really?
Yeah, with Joey Fatone.
Yeah, but he's not selling
The fat
shirts.
Yeah, fat one. Joey fat one. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I did know Joey Fatone was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: the band that I work for, we do a lot of shows with Chris from NSYNC.
Okay.
And so he'll like ride in the van, and we're not like friends or anything. We're not even acquaintances. We just kind of know each other. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's the guy that loads in all the guitars and then yells at a mic and plays obnoxious music," and that's me. But anyway, so but we were like riding in the van, and he was like telling us about that, and he was like, "Yo, that girl Alexa Bliss is like so fucking hot," and I was just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
she is.
Becky, you're the most hot though." Just saying, that's my girlfriend. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, so, yeah, but it's just crazy how, like, Alexa Bliss, I mean, now that we're on that topic, like, how she's kind of just opened the floodgates to just, like, Alexa!
you keep doing it.
But anyways,
New subject.
Let's
Miss-
move on.
Miss
Yeah.
Bliss.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, but how she's just, like, kind of bridged the gap, kind of like how John Cena did in the same way, or Chris Jericho did. Like, that, like, cross thing, you know, like me and my friend went and saw Bumblebee, and he was like, "Is that Jim Cena?" And I was like, "Yes, it is."
That is Jonathan Cena.
Whatever. I like this topic because I think she's a cool gimmick. I think it also helps appeal to a younger age female as well, like maybe like a
Lita, kind of.
I think
like
more
an
of,
alternative, kind of like
AJ
a girl who's
AJ
trying to
Lee
in a
is
sense.
very, very popular with that.
The young tween.
The same kind of girls, and this isn't, you know, not. I'm sure there's a ton of girls.
We would know
your
because
listener.
we're all
Yeah.
we're all straight white cis males. I say.
Exactly. But that, like, girl who's also into Motionless in White
Exactly.
would also be into that.
Got it. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Warped Tour kid.
Straight up Warped Tour kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Give the weird ones a wrestler to like.
Yeah,
Yeah, like because I mean, if you think about it,
it's already a very weird.
there is a
thing
wrestler for
in
everybody.
general.
Yeah.
Like I assume, like jocks like Baron Corbin, like
Or Chad Gable.
or Chad Gable,
Yeah.
or but anyways,
Some people just like beef slamming. I just want two dudes out there beef slamming around.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
I love that
never
term.
heard that term before.
It's a solid
New
one.
segment, beef slam
Beef
of the
slam
week.
of the week.
It's just
The JDC Kaboom Block beef slam of the week.
brought to you by Keystone Retro.
But yeah, I have friends that aren't really wrestling fans that will be like, oh yeah, I saw clips on whatever of Braun Strowman and Lashley doing something ridiculous because they're big, huge
Big
dudes who are
dudes,
really
yeah.
strong.
So I remember when I was playing in the hardcore scene, so around between the years of 2003 to 2012, I guess. Like when I went to a party at your house and you let me powerbomb you. Where like we would just be at we'd be playing a show. And the guys would go into the green room and like turn the TV on and like make sure like kind of like what we did where we would make like have Raw on or like whatever like some form of wrestling, and it was like, and then I think that's what kind of like perked my ears up is because I would just be back there hanging out and like just be like, who's this Wade Barrett guy?
Yeah.
Like like that type of thing.
And then you were back in it.
And then and then I ordered WrestleMania, and it was all over. And then I had to pay my mom $60 fucking that I did not have.
I think I got back into it when, like, maybe a little bit into the band, and we started talking about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, you guys watch that? Well, that's ridiculous. We're old."
Aaron
And
used to
then,
make
like,
fun of us relentlessly
Yeah.
for watching it.
I mean, a lot of people did.
Yeah, and then like
You know, a lot of bands like made fun of us when we were on the road for watching it, and then
They came out of the closet the day who
Yeah.
loved wrestling.
Love wrestling.
It's always those people that you talk to, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't really watch anymore." And then like next week they're like, "Yo, did you see what happened?" It's like, "Yeah, okay, you're not watching them."
Yeah, like I remember there was that one show. I think it was the first time Mike came out where he took that photo of all of us like with our phones out, like watching.
Oh, watching it?
Oh,
We're
and
watching,
we're all
and we're just
watching
sitting
wrestling.
on a curb, all of us watching the same thing on all of our phones. And I think like Koji or somebody came up and was like, "Do you guys
No,
still
that
watch
was
that?"
it was
It was something.
That was
that
later on.
it was
right?
way
Was that later on?
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
somebody. There was somebody like that was just like, "Are you guys still watching that?" And I was just like, "Yeah, like
Yeah.
you aren't." Like
It's good for tour.
yeah. It's
There's always
great
content.
time killer. Yeah.
3 hours every week to just you got to kill time. Load in at 2 and don't play till 9 o'clock. Like,
Yep.
yep.
Get some wrestling. in.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's pivot to
toys.
these things.
Yeah.
So
These-
these little
Yeah,
guys.
how did you pivot
So
your
yeah, these are really good in the. My dog love. No, I don't have a dog.
yeah, how did you pivot your love of wrestling with toys and explain
So
that aspect of your
So
life?
I definitely collected when I was a kid, and then probably in like 2002 when I was like, yeah, I like girls now. I can't have toys. But I was like, it was still pretty. I was probably still like 15 or 16 and still had figures. And like the last figure I bought was the Jakks Classic Superstar Ric Flair. So that was probably like 2004.
Good
I
pick.
want to say I still have that, but that was like I sold everything else on eBay for like $250. Like made money back. Then I was just collecting like random stuff, like the stuff like you have around here,
Like this stuff, yeah,
Just collecting that stuff. I'm at the store. Oh, that's a Mr. Potato Head Darth Vader. Like that's cool. I'm gonna buy that.
I got all 5 NSYNC no strings attached
Yeah.
tour marionettes at Goodwill for $1 a piece.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
That's,
I keep
you
thinking
could
about
flip
bringing the next time we do a show with Chris. I want to bring the Justin Timberlake one and have him sign it.
That's pretty fucked up.
however, you should do it.
Yeah. But yeah, like
But yeah, so then it just kind of evolved into, well, I'm walking in the toy aisle anyways, just because it's like
that's something
if
you.
you're going to Target, you're gonna walk through the toys. Why not? Oh, that Lego's cool. That's whatever.
Yeah.
And there was I don't even know what figure it was. Maybe like Eddie Guerrero, like Hall of Fame figure. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Or it was like on the Target app for like $5 off or something. I'm like, I'm gonna pick this up, and then it just slowly progressed. And I started buying like those vinyl pops.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of how it bridged between the two, and how it kind of created Keystone and my love of actually selling the stuff. Because I bought way too many pop vinyls and decided I need to sell them all. And then I loved selling them. So like I'm a sales guy. I went to school for that and everything. But
I didn't know there was a school for sales. I don't tell my bosses either. They're going to make me go to it and pay for it out of my own pocket.
yeah, well, it's not cheap. You can go to a state school. You'll be fine. Yeah, and I just really enjoyed selling the pops. And then I like going to flea markets. And it's just all that kind of goes together. Why not make money off a hobby that I have? It's kind of my...
Yeah, it's just like
it.
kind of like just make some side money out of stuff you're already doing.
Yeah.
Like, I do have to say, Funko Pops, not my favorite thing, not my thing, but the only ones I ever bought were the Die Hard ones on the arcade machine behind you. The rest of them were given to me. And then the Scream, Misfits, and then that's the Doc Brown one that I was talking to you about the other day. This online store was having a Comic-Con sale, and I was like, oh shit, ZZ Top like pops. I was like, $13 for all three? Hell yeah, like I'll do it. And then I got the box like a year later, and they sent me the the Run DMC ones. So I sent them an email, and I had to send them a picture, and then they were like, yeah, here's a return envelope, like here's that. And I was just like, yeah. And then they emailed me like a month later. They're like, did you send the other stuff back? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Like,
yeah. I
but,
went to the post office. I saw a mail person.
Yeah, but yeah, so like that's just but
it's
like,
what I love and hate about Funko Pops, because they have every license. So if you like the stylized, little miniature vinyl figure, and you like something, Die Hard, Tommy Boy, like where else?
Fucking
I have a
Tommy
Slimer
Boy?
one up there.
And whatever. Like
It's
the Game of Thrones.
Mean Girls. Like
Yeah.
there's Mean Girls pops. Like
That's nuts.
There's a guy at Brumwell's,
which is the thing I hate about him too. Like,
yeah, there's a guy in Brumwell's who just sells pops, and every
I
time
went out there yesterday. There wasn't a lot of people out. I don't know.
Sunday's the day to go. Yeah, but
Makes sense.
but
I did get Jigsaw.
Yeah, but nice. Glad I could help.
Yeah,
I don't know how
$20.
those guys have that stuff for so cheap. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I just got this Bosch. You can get this Black & Decker for $15. I got this one for $20. I'm like, yeah, it's $20.
Dude, that's so crazy you were out that way. That's where Nick and I like grew up right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. So but there's a pop guy, and like every time like there, and then the other thing I don't really like about I'm jumping all over the place, but. So let me finish the podcast. So anyway, he has like every
You're the
single
only one talking.
He has the every
Getting me all mixed up.
No, I'm just like my brain is so fried because I'm not feeling too good. But and I haven't smoked weed in a week. But anyway, so he just like but the markup on him is so crazy, and people will pay that.
Yeah,
it's like insane. But then like so when I was collecting video games, I would sell them for like the fair market value, or I would like trade them like. I wouldn't like, but you would go to like a retro video game store and they have Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers for $30 and you're like, you can find that game in anybody's basement. Like it's great, and like that's what kind of got me like riled up about like flippers, and I just and I started hating.
So, as much as I do flip things, I hate flippers like that are just going to like the actual people who are just going to the store. And know that this is worth money, and I'm taking it home and it's going right on eBay. I may not even collect. Like, I'm just doing it because I know people want this and I can resell
Remember
it.
when all the Star Wars toys came out in like 97? My aunt had no interest in Star Wars, didn't give a shit about it, but would go and buy every single one and has them like in a trunk. Like, she's like, this is like my life savings. Like, I already lost it all on Beanie Babies. Like,
I was going to say, everybody was a flipper.
She's going to lose it all on those,
I mean,
too.
everyone has kind of been like
shit.
that at some point, collecting things because of they know that there's a value to it.
Right.
And half the issue with that is because there's someone somewhere who is willing to pay that price for it.
one time.
Yeah.
That, like, that.
Well, so I'm a vinyl collector as well. I collect vinyl, and just a couple, like, I've been since 2008. I collect it because I like it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I have all the Have Mercy because I just want them. I don't care what.
I think I have a Christmas EP over here.
Yeah, like I don't care what pressing it is
Yeah.
or whatever. Like I just want the music on vinyl. So we're talking about buying a house. We just bought a house, and
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Nick just bought a house.
how fun was that?
It's in the air.
It's the worst process.
Especially right now. It was terrible.
Speaking of flippers.
Speaking of flipping things, houses.
Thanks,
But
Chip and Joe.
I just went through like my records that like some that I've had since 2008, and I'm just like, all right, what do I got? All right, My Chemical Romance. All right, this is the first press of Three Cheers. What can I sell this for?
Probably a fuck ton.
$600. All right, cool.
Jesus.
Great. So I just flipped a ton of records, like and then went and bought it again because that's still in press.
So like for,
Yeah.
for example, like I have a shit ton of DVDs. I used to work at a record store with my best friend, and he had way more DVDs than I had. Like people come in and see these, and they're like, "That's a lot." He had like that whole wall full and then some of those same bookcases.
That's nothing. I have seen some massive.
but he was moving to California, and he just sold them all, and I was just like, wait, you're gonna sell your DVDs? And he's like, yeah, man, that's what we do. We collect them until we need to sell them. Like, it's like essentially like stock, like that's, and then that kind of like
that's how I looked at it with the vinyl.
And then that's how I put it into perspective with me, and I was just like, oh shit, like I have all these like Jackass DVDs that are like out of print. Like I have 3 copies of Dogma, that shit's out of print, like, and I was just like, I can sell this beat to shit Dogma for $35. Okay, like
there's a dude on YouTube, Retro Rick, that I watch, and most of it is just like flea market vlogs. Hey, I'm going in there with my phone. Let's see what I can find. But he's video game collector too. You'd probably really enjoy.
Oh, probably seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably seen him and would enjoy his videos. But his thing is always looking through the DVDs, and it's like, all right, here, what is it? Oh, this is a movie I've never heard of in my life. Go on eBay. All right, well, they've never, they pressed this 10 years ago, and people like it for whatever reason of like some stupid ass like, Snow Dogs 5 or whatever the hell it is. It's like that's worth $40.
Yeah,
and it's in like the dollar DVD bin.
Yeah, like I used to do that, like at like dollar stores and stuff like that.
Sure.
But like lately, I've just been like, I remember like when I found out about like Plex and Kodi and like just didn't give a fuck about illegally streaming. I think the last DVD I bought, like I went to a yard sale and I was like, oh shit, Cliffhanger. Like I was just like, for 50 cents, okay. Like
I don't own any DVDs or any records.
Yeah,
not one.
This is what I have, and like most of it was like my dad's. Like
I just had to move all my records, and it sucked. Like
they're too heavy.
I'm sure you've carried a box of records.
I had to carry this shit.
Times,
I had to carry that shit from my mom's house to here, the arcade machine. Yeah.
Fuck that.
And then an ex-girlfriend who moved in for 3 days, and her cat got in there and broke the controller and all that and pissed inside of it, and now it's literally worth nothing. I will pay somebody to take it. Like
we haul junk. Yeah, whatever.
So toys, back to Keystone. No, that's all right.
So since we've been on the topic like value of toys and things, what do you look for in wrestling figures for value wise, or like what's hot right now kind of thing?
So my wrestling toy buying, I would say, is probably all like personal. So like I'm buying the people that I like, I'm buying the figures that I like. I don't really flip wrestling figures, even though I do. Like, I mean, my thing is, I always want to be buying something, and really trying to make investments. Like that's how I look at this entire thing. So, I down at whatever random toy store, and they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Krang in a box. So this actually happened. So he had like a 1989 Krang in beautiful box, and he wanted $375 for it. Like, there's no way I could buy. Like, I'm not buying this for $375. But the dude, I bought a bunch of other stuff and like traded in stuff for him, and he's like, man, I really want to make some money today. I'll give you that Krang for $175. Okay. well, I know it's worth $375 at least. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy this now, and I could easily flip this.
Yeah.
I sat on it for a year, and I ended up selling it for $800.
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Killing it.
And I looked at it for a bit, and I liked it, and eventually I was like,
It's time to sell.
It's time to go to
So
another home.
you don't let them breathe. Sometimes.
All my wrestling figures breathe.
Okay. got it.
I let all of them breathe.
What does that mean?
Means
Take
take
'em
them
out
out.
of the
box.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Gotta
that's
let
what
'em
I'm
breathe.
having trouble with lately because I have all mine in like one of those glass cases right now, but they're all in the boxes, and it's getting too crowded in there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I kind of want to let them breathe.
I think it's kind of weird because they're toys. They're made to be fucking played
That's-
with.
And that's
That
what
is how
I
I
would
look at
always
it.
say, like, when I was, like, that's why, like, I showed you guys how I opened my Jerry Only figure so I could play with it and all that and, like,
Well,
put it all back.
It's getting harder too with the AEW toys because the boxes are so
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Like the
Orange Cassidy right
yeah.
over there, yeah. Like,
I mean,
Well,
this-
those are great. The new
it's such a it looks good. Like this just
Yeah.
looks good on a shelf in the box. They're putting work. He's got the thumbs up in there. Like
It's
he's already
badass.
posed, and I have it loose, and it's kind of hard to stand.
yeah.
Probably at this point,
Like
wish I
he's
would've
had
just-
one too many mimosas.
Yes.
Okay.
the
yeah.
new Luchasaurus Jungle Boy that I ordered is like
Or
looks
that I can't take that out of the package.
Yeah.
like what the Misfits one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta
And then
stay
the
in
Doc
it.
Brown is going to stay in there because
Yeah.
if you grab that one and open it
Yeah.
up, like I just like the box, and then like when you open it up, it has like all the stuff in
Yeah.
there.
And
Like,
it
yeah.
looks good as the presentation.
It's interesting because like, that's half of what they're trying to do marketing wise is make the package look good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then
So you hit that conundrum of I kind of want to keep this in the package,
But then you have like these
where
where
Exactly.
you're just like, here, I'm going to open it up right
Yeah,
now.
rip 'em
Let's-
open.
Oh,
I'm going to let
shit.
it breathe, dude. Here you go, America.
I have
So,
Andrade.
this is an
I also-
example of where I will flip. So these were, whatever, basics, $10 or whatever. I got a tip from someone else that these were at Walmart and they had these marked down to $250.
Oh.
And the Elite series that came with this, that was
who makes these?
build a Paul
Mattel?
Ellering.
Mattel.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's
Mattel.
oh yeah the
So
China
the China, those were all $5.
wait
But
at every Walmart.
No, like just
Some
random
random
ones.
one.
So I drove to a Walmart that said it had stock, and yeah, I'm buying every single one of
Here
those
it goes.
$5 ones. I'm gonna flip them.
Yeah, that's the
standing
deal.
on his own.
Yeah.
Dude, Walmart.
Matt and Jeff have to lean on each other. Andrade just here.
I don't
chilling.
own any basics, so this
You do now.
this is a first. I don't know if I want to open it. I'm like on the fence.
See, I'm not a big collector of anything, so I don't know what is a basics.
So let's see. What do you
Teach
got
me
here?
your
So these are all
things.
Jacks.
No,
These are also Mattel. So these are
These are the Titantron Jacks
Yeah.
ones, I believe. Yeah.
so right now Mattel makes two versions of figures. They make a basic and they make an elite.
Okay.
So what
And
you have
an
in your
ultimate.
hand, and actually yes, 3, and also an ultimate, which is
I have a Macho
make it
Man and
even-
a Triple
make it
H
even harder to
downstairs.
explain. So they kind of changed the thing. Like this has a ball joint
Okay.
on the shoulder. Those ones don't.
Don't.
So like the elites have a ball joint. They'll also have a ab crunch that you can like bend them over.
Oh, okay.
So like this really can't bend over. Other
Yeah, but
than-
this is the legs. It's like the
Yeah.
old like movie like figure
So-
legs. Like
cheaper parts, cheaper production,
Gotcha.
and also cheaper in the store. So I look at these as like these are for kids.
Yeah.
The basics are the ones for kids. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna throw them around. You're gonna beat them up. You're gonna, do whatever. Yep.
yeah. Like, yeah.
Where I don't know if I want to buy an elite for my kid that's $20.
Yeah, 'cause that can be
22 and with tax.
That's an expensive hobby for a kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
$10? Yeah, I can buy my kid. I'd rather buy my kid 2 figures for $20 than one for 10 or one for 20. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
even the ultimates are hard for me to buy. I have 2 of them, and they're like I want to say like 35, 40
They're
bucks.
30 in the store.
30 bucks?
Yeah, I just saw a couple of.
But
It's
They're
expensive.
So
they
the
don't
Ultimates-
last long, right? Is that like they go quickly on the
They're
shelves?
like a limited run.
The ultimates
it
you can
depends.
find right
Yeah.
now.
It's like toilet paper at the beginning of the COVID. You know.
Yeah.
Depends on which store you're at. Depends on which area. That's going to be the big thing. Of
Would you say it's
where
also the
you live.
popularity
Yeah.
of the wrestler itself? Like, for example, if they made like a Brooklyn Brawler Ultimate, like not a lot of people are going to buy that.
No, it'll
like,
probably,
as opposed
but
to,
it
like,
would
a
But
probably,
I feel like that would actually be really popular with the older people, and they'd probably pay more
and they
money
would probably
for it.
release it online.
Yeah.
And
It would sell out super
it would
quick.
probably sell out quick if you do it as like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive
Yeah.
or something like that,
Gotcha,
which I
yeah.
think is really the only place.
And that's why I bought like all those figures. I was like, oh, these are like Comic-Con exclusives.
Yeah.
Comic-Con's online this year. Like, I actually have a chance to like buy these. Like,
Here's a perfect example though of your thing of like
Yeah.
what's the popularity, how fast they go. So they do these really obscure ones for San Diego Comic-Con actually. So they did Isaac Yankem DDS. They did Virgil with like a sign that said like wrestling superstar, like sad Virgil.
that's awesome.
They did Shockmaster falling through the wall, like all these like.
I thought that was fake, dog. I mean, I didn't know that was real.
And then the last one they did was the Shark, who is John Tenta and was in WCW with oh my god, the Dungeon of Doom. They were going after Hulk Hogan.
He had a shark in the
He
Dungeon
was
of Doom?
the Shark.
He was the Shark.
Oh, he was the shark?
The
We talked,
Shark.
that was on
I
the
don't-
trivia. That's trivia, baby.
That was
That's trivia,
on
baby.
trivia.
I don't
So-
remember that. I probably got it wrong.
Earthquake.
So
yeah,
I,
he had the tattoo, right?
Yeah.
so I just
Okay.
bought that for
Oh my god.
like $12.
I need this shit.
That, yeah. Same thing, same amount
Like-
that were made. The Shockmaster one goes for probably like 30 or 40. I just bought the Shark literally this morning for $10 because like someone just
Damn.
had it and was like
$37.99 on
15
Ringside
make an offer.
Collectibles.
Yeah.
That's not bad, man.
So it depends on who it is, popularity.
Okay.
But you also go in there and see 1,000 AJ Styles or 1,000 Becky
Yeah.
Lynches on the shelf. But because there's also the other side of if I am a kid who is just getting into wrestling or I'm a parent that has a kid just getting into wrestling, do you think they want the Apollo Crews as their first figure or do they want the John Cena
Yeah.
or the Becky Lynch or the AJ Styles? So like they're going to be more prevalent on the shelves
Yeah.
but also sell more. It's like it's just that weird middle ground.
Do you have your favorite Walmarts or Targets to go to?
Yes.
Because I know that, like, the Target in Columbia has better figures than the one in Glen Burnie, and like I
The
don't know if
Walmart
it's
down
the
the street
buyers.
just sucks, but the one like 2 exits up, that's the mega Walmart, like
Way
rules.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like
You don't, if there's secrets, like,
No,
you don't
I-
gotta
I-
tell
Yeah,
them.
don't
Like,
tell us your secrets,
Don't tell-
but
yeah.
tell us all your secrets.
you know,
Tell us where to go in Pennsylvania. Like, what exit to
Plymouth
take.
Meeting Target. Plymouth Meeting Target. Right up what is that, 476? You get to it 95 to 476, you're right there.
Okay.
You're right there,
There we
baby.
go.
I'll find it.
Yep.
No, but it's crazy. I don't know why they get such different selections around here, but it must be just because of the demographic in the area. Because like Columbia's really rich, and then you go to like Glen Burnie, which is not, and I guess their buyers are different or something.
Well, I mean, you have the buyers too, but then also like I grew up in middle of nowhere, central Pennsylvania, a town called Shamokin, and
Where a lot of people smoking weed over there.
so sidebar on the highway coming like back to my hometown. There's also a town there called Pottsville. So it's the same exit, and it literally says Shamokin Pottsville.
That's fucking
It's
awesome.
like that's a great sign.
Pretty sweet.
That's nice. I need to
Yeah,
to
I mean, I
smoke
feel
a bowl
like a
there.
lot of
If you look it up, if you look up Shamokin Pottsville, like it's on, it was on like iFunny or like whatever, like those probably on E-Bombs World back in the day.
There's probably a shirt
Yeah.
that says Smoking Pottsville.
Here
but,
it
like-
is.
Yeah.
Used without permission. There we
Stop
go.
and go. Shamokin Pottsville.
Oh my gosh.
But back there, it actually has a really good selection. Whenever I go visit my parents, and I'll go to that Walmart, and they'll always have a good selection. And I think it's because people just don't collect up there.
Yeah.
We're down in Philly. You have people who are just going around
Yeah.
to every store to flip. No one's flipping figures in, Shamokin, Pennsylvania, or like random town. Even down here, like
Now that
Yeah.
now that you mentioned that, so I went with my girlfriend to one of the bigger Walmarts in Glen Burnie. Like, she wanted some plants, and I was like, I'm gonna get my hands on an unrivaled baby. Like, I'm gonna finally find one in the wild. Out of everything,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah, you
that's
won't
when
find
I made the video of of somebody put a Dwayne the Rock Johnson where Kenny Omega's supposed to be, and I was like, the Rock is now all elite. But anyways,
that makes me even more mad.
That shit
pisses me off.
Yeah, or like people like there will be like 1,000 like Road Warrior Hawks, and then there's one Mankind like all the way in the back. Like, and people at Walmart do that because we have to do that at our store. Like when we're out of stuff, we pull stuff.
Fluff it. Yeah.
You fluff it. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
You're a
fluffer.
Yeah, but
You're a fluffer.
Yes, I am. Orgasmo, great movie.
Do you have a favorite figure?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good question. What's my favorite figure?
Could be any toy.
I think I have to go by default. I have this McFarlane Movie Maniacs or whatever Ash from Army of Darkness. So it's like a 12-inch Ash figure that I got at like KB Outlet, somewhere, and it was like $20 at the time. And like my brother saw him back there. It's like, we're buying them all. We're buying all of them, and we're flipping these, and these are going on eBay. And this is like probably 2002, and he's like, we're making some money. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I'm like 13. But I bought one, or we bought them all, and like I have my one still, and like that has gone everywhere with me. Like it was with me in college, it was with me at my parents', it was with me in every house I've lived in. That has traveled with me in my collection since like the early 2000s. So like I think by default that's probably my favorite figure. That is never.
It's like never left your sight.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. Yeah.
Was there anything?
Figure?
I do have a favorite figure. So I collected a bunch of stuff when I was a kid. Like my parents just bought a bunch of stuff. I gave all of my figures to my niece and nephew, but but I pulled like a bunch out that I actually like wanted to keep. Yeah. But I think my favorite figure is just like the. There was this He-Man figure back in the day. It was like Man of Faces, where. You would like click a thing and it would spin and then stop on a different face like it did in the cartoon, and then you had
I've never seen He-Man.
And then you have Ram Man that when he was like this tall and you would squish his legs and he would pop up.
So like I have nostalgia for He-Man because I have an older brother. Yeah. So like my brother's 40, so he had that 7 years on him. Like He-Man wasn't on TV. Like I'm born in '88. Like it was way off TV at that point. Like.
Nah, man, I grew up watching it. It was on there
my
until
brother
91.
Watched it. I know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm just wrong. But
or maybe my parents pulled the great... That's for another story.
Or, it was 93, 91, and I was 3 years old, and I just don't remember. But I still have weird nostalgia for He-Man. Like, even though I've never really watched the show or anything, I just had all the figures handed down from my brother. Yeah. But they do... Have you seen the WWE Masters of the...
Yes. So fucking weird. What a weird collab.
Because they have a New Day Manny Faces, and it's each of the New Day members in one figure.
And then there's a toy store in Ellicott City that sells video games and toys. And they're super overpriced. But like every now and then you can get like a good steal. Because they have like this kind of stuff there and all that. Like just marked up like a couple of bucks. Because it's a small business.
It's $13, and it's like... All right, I did want this, and I know I could probably get it for 10 at Walmart, but I'm here, so
and I'm also supporting a small business.
And a small business,
But they have like all of that stuff. They also have like the Skeletor, like the He-Man Twisted series, where it's Skeletor in a dentist chair, and like stuff like that. But it's but they have like cool stuff like that. Yeah. Like they always have they have them there. I think they want like $40 for each of them.
Jeez. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
They're like 15.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a thing that there is a lot of demand, and they're not highly stocked. So those are the ones that disappear off the shelves. Like as soon as they're out there, they're gone. They're being flipped, or it's so. I mean, how niche is that?
Yeah.
You have to not only like He-Man, you also have to like WWE. Yeah. And you also have to be a toy collector on top of it for like all of those things. It's
and you have to like that specific wrestler.
Yeah.
Like because
you're collecting everything.
Yeah.
Which which goes back to my pop thing. That's why I had to stop doing it, because I have to be a completionist.
Mm-hmm. How many did you have at once?
Probably like 400.
Holy shit!
Now I get why you're selling it. That's too much.
But I made a lot of money off of them. Like,
well, that's good. Yeah.
It's insane how collectible they are.
Dude,
I don't get it.
I can't justify the price, because when I see one for like $15, I'm like, That's
a lot.
That's a lot for a piece of
For
plastic.
an in-action figure.
And it's
Yeah,
not.
well,
It's just a
not even an
statue.
action figure, right?
It's not even a bobblehead. It just stands there. It's like a
It
desk
doesn't even
ornament.
bobble.
You
Yeah.
know. But
What is the origin
two
of
of their
those?
lines actually do bobble. Fun
there
fact.
is there's a documentary on Netflix about it. I watched it a long time ago.
I'm good.
I was also very high, and I shotgunned a couple of beers beforehand. So yeah, but
as you do. When
yeah,
you
but
wanna watch a doc.
I actually know a guy who him and his now wife collect them and have been collecting them for years.
Yeah.
And then they started a podcast about it and like have like the creators on like that Chris Gast.
Oh,
Yeah. Heather?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Gast. Yeah, and Heather. Yeah, so they like have like
I dated
pop
his sister.
people there. Yeah. That's why I was like, do I bring this up? I don't know.
yeah. I was like 16.
Exactly. Yeah, but
Does that even count?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
No. If you only smooch,
lost my
that's
virginity to her.
Oh, okay, then it does count. Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
becoming hot takes.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, we've all
Welcome to Botch of the Week.
we've all lost our virginities here. I think it's okay to talk about it.
Wait, is that when you stick your finger in your mouth? Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, that's called an Aziz Ansari. Yeah, dude.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, as long as you say allegedly, you can't get sued. No, but
Is that a small penis joke?
No.
No. I don't think I heard. Okay, well,
Like, that's different pod, different time.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll explain it later.
yeah, but yeah.
Let's
so,
just say Master of None is back and he's not the star anymore.
Yes,
and
that's
it's his
true.
show that he created. So.
yeah, so back to toys.
This has been Random Tangents with
Random Tangents with Young and the Restless and Keystone Retro. So building off of like favorite toy, what's like your least favorite toy that like somebody's given to you, somebody that everything
my
like
God.
something everybody likes that you just can't stand? Like
I won't go super negative, but I'll say like something that a lot of people that are into that I'm just not, and I don't really know why, is G.I. Joe. And I think it's to the same reason as, well, like collecting the Funko Pops. I want to be a completionist almost, and there's just so many and so much, and there's so many characters, and like,
so
I don't have enough room in my life,
for a flag, for a USS flag.
and I would want one.
Fun fact, my cousin got one for Christmas in like '89, and then he's like 2 years older than me, and he was like, hey, like whenever I'm done with this, which I never will be,
I never will be,
I'll give
but-
it to you. And I was, because we always just get hand-me-downs because we're the poor family in the family. But so I had like all the G.I. Joes and stuff from him, and then I just forgot about it, you know, as kids do and all that. And then when I was 13, I was like, man, I want a USS flag, and I was like, shit, these things are like $300.
Yeah.
Now they're a lot more than
They're
that.
like $3,000.
Yeah.
And
And
it's as
I
big as this table
for
pretty
G.I.
much.
Joes?
it's
This is-
it's 6.5 feet long, and it's 2 feet wide. It's an aircraft carrier that you could fit like the jets that the Joes would go in themselves could like fit on
this
you could
aircraft
fit
carrier.
like
Well, where the
multiples of
fuck
them.
are you keeping that as a kid?
My
That
nephew,
is you
He
are
would-
now sleeping in your.
he emptied out his closet.
It's like a
and
race
he
car
would
bed.
he would like fold it up like a fucking
fucking
total
Murphy
gym,
bed.
like a total gym, and then like pull it down to play with it and be like pew 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 pew, and then like fold it back up.
got
He
a
had, like
Murphy
a
bed
bungee cord.
USS flag.
Yeah, but do you know what we're talking about?
Fuck
I've
no.
never
Hold
seen
up.
this. Yeah,
This
I
thing
need to
is
see this
nuts.
They
now. I
did.
thought you guys were just talking about a flag. I was like, oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Here's
I can get you guys a flag
here's
if you
a-
want.
Get you a flag.
USS, got you.
USS,
Here's
the
a
United
kit.
States.
Gotcha.
Here's a kit one for $250 on Etsy, but here's one in a pool.
Oh, I do remember that. My brother did have that.
Yeah, it is giant.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. Here's it inside of a house with other stuff for
Oh.
scale.
Yeah,
Like it covers a total table and then some. Like it's crazy. Like
it's like one of those things you almost have to like drop it in a table, like put glass over top of it or
Yeah.
something, because it takes up so much
Yeah.
unused space then.
And if it's worth $3,000, man.
And I thought like the Survivor Series ring was too much. Like, you know, like
The monster ring.
yeah, like just like the one that's like a little bit bigger, you know?
After, you know, collecting forever and stuff like that, I say forever, but you know what I mean. I finally bought a authentic scale ring, and I ran into the same problem of like, I don't know what to do with this. It is it is 2 feet by 2 feet. It's a giant ring, and
What are you going to keep it on, you know?
I had it suspended from my ceiling before, like, because where else was I going to put it?
Yeah, I can't justify a ring. I don't know why. I know that's what
You can
like
get the
I should
unrivaled
display
rings
it.
for like $17.
Yeah, they're super cheap, but also you don't need
Is
one.
that
Yeah.
do you become a nerd at that point? Like when you're like, I'm getting.
Is it your own mental thing?
I don't. I think it's just like I don't want a fucking ring because I'm never gonna
Yeah.
play in it. Like I think the toys are cool, but the rings I'm not like into collecting. I guess.
Collecting a figure, you are getting a small statue of this character or wrestler, whatever that you like.
That's the best way to
Yeah.
describe
So
it.
you are getting a nice little statue where a ring is. I don't watch, you know, technically I don't watch wrestling because of the ring. I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of the ring itself. I'm a fan of the people on the show. So I get it. I could justify not having one.
Yeah.
Now,
Thanks.
another. Now that's funny that you mentioned it. That like these are statues because like I've also heard people like describe these as like works of art, and like that's
Yeah.
why like they don't let them breathe. Like you know that type of thing.
And
So like,
everything about,
God, I love that figure.
you know.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Someone
Anytime.
designed this.
yeah.
Like, this is someone's technically art. There was a graphic designer that had to do all of this, decide how to put that in there. On the back of, I don't know if these ones have it, but the elites usually have, like, a copy about the person. So, like, someone's writing copy for these things. Like,
Yeah.
it is someone's work. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm always very, like,
Wait, is that Vince McMahon on a couch?
this is, yeah. Sitting in front of a picture of
him.
himself with his feet propped up on his
I've
dog.
never seen that, but
Yeah.
that's fucking. Look at that jumpsuit.
Yeah, wearing
That's a Zuba suit.
a Zuba's jumpsuit.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
But
You got to get a Zuba suit.
I
T
have
Public.
I had a pair of Zuba pants.
Yeah,
You know what you guys need to do? You need to get a store on pro wrestling tees.
that would be awesome.
Design up some shirts.
that's what I've been saying.
And it-
Because
and if you never sell one, or if you only sell them to yourself,
that's what I was thinking
We're
with
still on
Teespring
pro
too.
wrestling
Like,
tees.
Yeah,
but
who cares?
so I was thinking like, so what we used to do, is like we would get together for the band T-shirts.
yeah.
Like for example, the most famous one, the Walt Disney one.
I don't even know if I.
It was just the
I
Disney
probably-
logo, and it just said "Have Mercy."
Okay,
instead of
yeah.
Disney.
I know what you're talking about.
We were sitting at a bar. I was high as hell. Todd brought his laptop, and you just like, and we were just like, how funny would that be? And then you just like had it done in like 3 minutes,
Yeah,
and then that is
And then
probably the best selling shirt we
Oh.
ever had.
yeah. We've.
Did you break one of them?
No.
Okay.
Because it's also one of those things that, and like wearing a shirt like this, it doesn't scream the Smiths. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
it doesn't scream, oh, this is a wrestling shirt.
Yeah.
That's Vince McMahon. If you don't know, like you might not even realize that that's Vince
I didn't
McMahon.
even notice
If
that
you
was
know it's
Vince McMahon. I thought
you
it was
know?
just like some sort of shirt. Like, you know.
But it's like one of those, like with the Have Mercy shirt too. Like if you know, you know. Like you're kind of like everything's a cult. Come on,
Yeah,
like, you
right.
know that. Like
The one that we had that
you want
was
to pop someone that you randomly see and go, "Yo, nice shirt, dude."
Yeah.
the coolest one we ever had was the John Stamos with the Have Mercy on the side because it looked like a Full House shirt.
Yeah.
And it says "Have Mercy,"
We
and it
should have
the
been
double
sued
entendre.
out of our fucking lives for
Yeah,
these
but
things.
it all,
Like, but it's
as someone,
fair
as someone
play.
who
It's like,
as someone
you know,
who went to school
parody
for
law.
It's
Yeah.
parody law.
business, it's parody. Yeah,
yeah.
That is
Got
within
away with it.
It's within fair use. And at this point, the statute of limitations—they're so far gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it'd be funny, you know, just since you don't really drink anymore, just hang
I
out,
don't drink
watch
at all.
no, you don't drink at all.
You don't really drink? No, I don't at all.
Hey man, I heard that you had a non-alcoholic beverage.
I did have one, and that sucked. It made me feel like I was like cheating on somebody. You know,
I was just-
like,
so,
this is wrong.
My friend that I was just with in Baltimore,
Balmer.
Balmer, she doesn't eat meat, but like just because. But we
No.
went and got hoagies this afternoon, and she's like, I'm getting turkey. Like,
Holy
I'm like,
shit.
go ahead. She's like, I'm cheating. I'm like, it's not cheating if you're setting the rules for yourself. Like, but
From a health
from
standpoint,
a health standpoint,
Yeah.
it is cheating.
something that is addictive.
I almost died.
I mean, turkey's pretty addicting.
Turkey can be addicting.
yeah, I mean,
And it makes you sleepy.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, I've been on and off vegetarian, vegan like
Sure.
for years, and lately I've just been like, fuck it, I'm just gonna weigh everything because I would always do it from a health standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, because my doctor would be like, your cholesterol's through the roof. You're almost diabetic. Like, you need to do. You're
I get-
395
I've-
pounds. Like, you need to do something.
I have high blood pressure. I was the chubby kid my entire life, you know?
yeah.
We all were.
Yeah. We all were the chubby kid. And that's why we're sitting around talking about wrestling.
We were all the chubby kid and pizza forever.
Yeah.
Pizza forever. Do you have a pizza tattoo?
Somewhere. I think so.
You have a
Oh,
cat.
there it is.
Oh my
Had
god.
to find it.
Yeah. Well, and my wife has a matching one.
Nice.
And, like, my cheese drips into a Y and hers drips into a Z.
Oh, that's
Because it's
kinda
always
cool.
like, you know, I'm the asshole. Like, why? Why is this happening? She's like, Z. Yeah. Oh, cute. Whatever. Let's get matching tattoos. Blah, blah, blah.
I like it.
That's cute.
It is cute.
That's adorable.
But yes, pizza forever on my skin.
Yeah.
So you guys got to pick a
we gotta
Yeah,
pick a
so
winner.
we got-
winner.
pick a
We are
winner.
an
So-
hour and 3 minutes right now.
Okay, so I guess this is a nice way to wrap it up. You know, pizza
This
forever.
just felt like a really good podcast.
It was just natural and flowing, you know,
So I
except
do-
for me going crazy.
I brought
so
those figures down.
Do you want to
Oh,
recap
nice.
what is included?
Yeah, kind
Or-
of go through a little thing.
Yeah, yeah. That's why
Because
I'll
it's
pull
the
them out
cards,
here.
it's the posters, it's
Because I don't
everything,
even
right?
know.
Yeah, so yeah, it's everything. And this, so fun fact, the majority of the figures in here are actually from Zack Ryder or Cardona.
Broski.
Yeah. So he was just like selling a giant lot of like his old beaters, and I'm like, he wanted like $200 or whatever. I'm like, I'll give you $150 and I'll pay you right now. He's like, cool. So this is actually in here is a Zack Ryder that was owned by Zack Ryder.
So
That's
these were all touched by
crazy.
Zack Ryder.
These were all touched by Zack Ryder.
I don't know if that adds any value to anything.
It probably doesn't. Zack Ryder's
I'm going
touched
to
a
enter
lot
the
of-
contest real quick.
So yeah, so there's a kind of everything through the years is kind of how I tried to select these. So like there's an LJN Hogan in
I
here.
had two of those, and I had the
That's like
the thing, and I would play. Those were my bath toys because they couldn't rust, they couldn't
Yeah.
do anything.
that is like when I think wrestling figure, this is what I think of. Like this is
He's standing on his
the
own.
icon
Holy shit!
of wrestling figure. But I don't really collect the LJNs. That is just what I think of, like because it's so iconic.
It's
in my
iconic.
opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple things. There's Toy Biz, Goldberg in there, a Maven Ruthless Aggression
Maven.
figure.
I like Maven as
So
a
Maven
kid.
was actually at they love Maven on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, so he was actually there. Like
That's crazy. How's he look?
he looks good.
Doesn't he work for ESPN now
That's
or
cool.
something?
He might. He was working for Home Shopping Network for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
Wild.
as an on-screen talent. He's a good-looking man.
He's
I'll give it-
handsome.
He's
My
a
mom
handsome
was in
guy.
the crowd at Home Shopping Network one time.
Wait, what? You were in the crowd?
My
Yeah, 'cause
mom
it's up
was.
like
Oh, your
it's up
mom.
like
It's up in like New Jersey, like
it's
Delaware.
like
I
it's like
believe.
outside of Philly, going out towards like like not that far to Pittsburgh, but like as you're going across the turnpike, it's like one of those first cities. Technically, is a Philly suburb, but really isn't.
Ah.
So
Like, fucking, what was it? Where did we break down that one time? Cherry?
the township of Cherry Hill.
I feel
Or
like
no,
that's not it.
There's
that's Jersey.
No, wasn't
Yeah,
it? It was
something township.
It was like Strawberry Township or
Yeah,
something
something
like
like-
that,
yeah.
or like Cherry
Yeah, it's
Tree.
like,
something.
but it's like out in like the middle of nowhere, but kind of in Philly.
yeah. That's
So
where
Home
the guy
Shopping
rented me
Network.
the Fiesta for $10 and said, "I don't give a fuck. I'm quitting this job tomorrow."
I don't think any of us would get hired at Home Shopping Network because we go off on too many tangents.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Hasbro in here, old Galoob figure,
Why don't you show them to the camera, dude?
bunch.
Oh, there's two
There's
cameras.
two
now.
cameras. You got the low. You got the
we
low
got
and the
low
high.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them in baggies here. There's a little Rocky Maivia, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then even a new Santana figure for AEW.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so kind of everything through the years.
And then it looks like you have an Adam Cole signed.
Yeah, there's some
8x10.
other-
I think he's getting in there.
Oh, I didn't know they were in there. Okay.
yeah. And then also an Adam Cole signed 8x10.
Fuck yeah.
Just realizing this is in the shop the entire time. Signed Zack Ryder 8x10. And then what else do I got here?
So he had
Some
the
cards.
Adam Cole, or was that from your collection?
That's just something I had laying around that I'm never gonna put up on my wall, but hopefully someone else can enjoy it.
Yeah.
What else do I have? There was like an NXT patch that now has disappeared, and some cards. Yeah, just kind of a mishmash of bullshit that someone's
Well,
gonna get.
There we go.
Somebody
So,
wants it.
Gentlemen, pull out your phones. Open up the comments section.
Mine's filming right now.
I got it.
I can do it.
And I do have a name generator here. So what we're going to do is put the 2 winners of those, if they're not the same person, into the name generator, and then blame a
pick
computer
one.
if you lose.
So he's picking one from his, and I'm picking one from ours.
Yep.
Right?
So you're just scrolling through, up and down, through and through. Who you pick? Who
Scroll and
is new?
scroll.
Tell me when to stop.
What if you guys pick
You
the same
both,
person?
you both start scrolling,
I'm just going back
Okay.
and forth.
and then 3, 2, 1, stop. Who do you got, Nick?
Tim Davis, 14.
Swear to fucking God.
Was it you?
No, same guy.
Tim
No
Davis. No name generator needed.
So you know what? No name generator.
So,
Then
That's fucking
so
weird.
We
Tim Davis, 42. Thank you for potentially listening.
If you're listening and watching, thank you.
You've won this lot of figures, and you've won the first ever Young and Restless X Keystone Retro crossover giveaway.
And how do they get this stuff?
I will reach out to you on Instagram and mail this out to you.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, I was gonna say if not, I can do that too. I work next
How
to
the
a
fuck
post
did we
office.
do that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Tim Davis or whatever. He's
Good for
killing
you, man.
it. I always like that name, Tim Davis.
That's a strong name.
That is a strong name. Davis.
And if it's Timothy, you know, that's also good too.
So we're gonna do another giveaway, right?
yeah, so we
I figured we just keep. I'm gonna keep buying basics, and if you
Why
want to
not?
give them away with us every time,
Let me
that
walk
would
in
be
front of
fun.
these cameras.
Yeah.
Sorry, okay, that's my crotch. Okay.
Don't knock over the
Not gonna
cameras.
do it, okay? And then, so you might have seen these in a previous episode as a little hint. We're giving away a The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Is that a basic?
That is so. Yeah, this is from the same line, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There's Andrade right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool figure.
And
it's a
then-
good basic.
That is.
Let me move the cat
I
joints.
will say that is a very good basic.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking at it from a standpoint of this is a statue that you're putting on a shelf. Like, that's a good looking figure.
yeah.
great.
And then we also have a Biggie Series 115.
Yeah, Camille picked that up. She said, "This is cool."
So, so I love the idea of like I love this outfit that they did, and I'm not sure.
The
If,
new
I didn't
attire?
even notice.
no,
right?
so what this outfit is, they wore it.
Oh,
and,
that's the draw by
It was
colors.
colored by numbers. So on the
Oh.
back of the back of their tights, and I don't know if you probably won't be able to see it there, but there's like the color palette on like their lower back. And then I want to say it was a month later, like 2 months later, they wore the outfit completely
Colored in?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, it said "Get well soon."
What of that? Maybe that was when he has the
Oh, it's
the
Xavier Woods.
Yeah, Xavier Woods. He has
Huh.
the band on. I
I
think.
have the back of
That's
it,
badass.
and it does have the color palette on the back.
That's awesome.
No, it just says 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, but
That's
still,
stupid.
Yeah. You know, like we said, lower
They're- but
production
they're-
cost.
It's a basic,
Yep.
but you probably
So-
could have put like 3 or 4 specks of color
Yeah,
on the
so
back.
we're
of it.
gonna. Yeah, I mean, could just bloop.
Yeah.
We'll post them on the IG.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, post it
our,
up.
what 40 listeners will hear this, and somebody will
man,
will
well,
get it.
I think the thing with the figures, is that we had just random people tagging other collectors and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean,
because
yeah, which is
I enter contests
Just
all the
fine,
time for
yeah.
shit that I
Yeah.
don't like.
I never win.
Yeah.
my wife.
Nash Guitars giving
I
away
get-
a guitar. I'm like, cool. I'll like
Yeah,
it.
tag
Subscribe.
2 friends, whatever. My wife tags me, and we're Philly Union soccer fans, so she's always trying to win a jersey or whatever, and just tagging me, my name extra large. She never wins, but whatever.
there's a chance.
There, But they're
There's a
saying, like
chance.
Tim Davis, there's a chance.
So you're
you
saying
go.
there's a chance.
Congratulations, Tim Davis. Thank
Yes.
you, everybody, for listening. Is there any pumps, dumps, lumps that you want to shout out?
Pumps, dumps, lumps.
I do have a lump on my finger. It's a cyst. It's benign. I do got to get that taken off. So I'll plug that real quick.
B9.
Bingo. Hit me up on Instagram, Keystone Retro. Follow my personal one. It's the Macho Man Randy Travis if you want. If you want to see pictures of cats all day, follow that one. Check out my site, KeystoneRetro.com. I'll put up a code this week. I'm gonna do a modified one. We'll just do young 15. We'll give an extra 5% off for the week. So, there you go. There you go. 1 week only. Or if I forget about it and you use it down the road, probably. But
Young 15.
yeah,
You heard
young
it here.
15. Or if you're Marty's girl, young 16.
Oh.
That's a hot take. There we go. Allegedly. No.
Allegedly. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Gentlemen, your winner, the Young and the Restless! Austin 316 says I just quit.